Hi there, I'm Rodrigo Carvalho, and you are welcome to the X3 Podcast, your destination for business, people, and sports. When you decide to create a podcast, is to have a place to interview people and talk about most of the time about those three subjects, our three pillars. But also the idea of the podcast to bring some knowledge for business, especially martial art business, where I come from. So I have 4 schools, martial arts schools in Canada, in Vancouver. Gracie Barra franchise is the most successful martial arts school franchise worldwide with over 1,000 schools. So I am one of the directors for Gracie Barra here in Western Canada, and I have 4 schools. Also, I have other business. I have 2 business of sport events, and I have 1 business of real estate as well. But the martial arts was my beginning, was where I have a huge knowledge. And today, this episode, I'm not going to interview no one. That's going to be me and you. And if you have a martial arts school, you have to watch this episode. And if you want to get a little bit of knowledge about concept, about customer service, and something I create, the 5-star customer service for martial arts school, which one is being copied inside the franchise, so don't miss out this episode. But before we get started, okay, just follow us on our social media, just put it the X3 Podcast, and don't forget, comment, as you're watching, as you listen, you hear something interest, go there and put a comment, and I will be there and connect with you. So let's get this started. The martial arts business, we don't put that much attention on the customer service. The way we do things and it's pretty much the same for decades. And for that's the way I learned as well with my professor, being a student inside his gym. And that's the way I was doing things, right? When I decided to open my own school back in 2012 here in Vancouver. And I started to notice, looking to the different industry, like a hotel, right? And when you look to the hotel, you're traveling and you get a hotel 2, 3 stars or 5 stars, pretty much they give it to you the same thing. A room to sleep, a bed, and a shower, right? A place to take a shower. So it's pretty much the same thing they provide, but the hotel 5-star give it to you a better experience. That's the difference. And that's what I started putting my attention on. And and I really suggest you to stay in a 5-star hotel, to start to pick ideas, and things, or even like a resort, exclusive resorts, so you can pick ideas the way they do things, because it is a industry when you put a lot of focus and effort and customer service, and we need to bring that to our business. And that's exactly what I did with martial arts. So my wife, that started with my wife. She loves to, here and there, book some time off, and always just pick a very good hotel. And always we made a deal. She's like, okay, we're gonna go to this hotel, and you're not gonna touch your computer or your cell phone. You're just gonna have 1 hour a day, so you can work, and you're gonna close, and you're gonna enjoy ourselves. That was the deal, and that was back in 2015. So we were going to Brazil, and they have this very exclusive resort there. They're popular because they're just a few rooms, and it's hard to get a booking in that hotel. Extremely expensive, but it's very exclusive. And she sold me that. No, we need to spend a few days in this hotel, this resort. You're going to love it, whatever. And I was so busy at the time. Okay, just book it. So she booked it. And then she comes to me and say, hey, they send an email to you. You got to answer some questions. And I remember that's back in 2015. I remember opening the email, tons of questions like your taste for food, your taste for drinks, your taste for music, your size of your foot. And I started to answer. I was like, what is that? It was like 30 questions. And I just not time for this. Keep working. A few days later, she's like, hey, they contacted me. They didn't get your answers. And I said, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it tonight. 2 more days, Rodrigo, they're calling me. Like, they need the answers. And you know what? Sit down, spend 10 minutes, answer everything without thinking why they're questioning those kind of questions. I just answer, send, forgot about it. Went to Brazil, and of course, got to the airport. They're there with their car, the driver drove us to the resort. And I was just prepare myself to enjoy myself for a few days, relax, right? Disconnect. And we arrived at the hotel, and this lady sat us on the lobby. And I remember it was really nice. I made comments about the furniture with my wife, and she said, "You wait a minute, our manager is gonna come to show you the hotel, the resort." And we were waiting, and this lady comes with 2 drinks. One was purple, one was yellow. So I gave the purple to my wife, give the yellow to me, and it's okay, welcome drinks, whatever those. So cheers, and we drank. And as soon as that touched my lips, I just like, whoa, what a great drink. And I tasted my wife, it was different. It was definitely 2 different drinks. And the manager came, and the first question said, "What's the name of this drink?" Because I want to order another one. She said, "Has no name. We built that drink based on your taste." Right away, I closed my eyes and said, "The questions. Damn, they built a drink, didn't have even a name. Well, I could name after me because it was based on my taste." Right there, I knew they screwed my vacation. Right there, I said, my vacation screwed. Because my mind started spinning, and I just started looking around and pay attention every single detail. That was the days I spent there. Actually, I worked more than ever because I was memorized, making notes of everything they're doing. So they got us, showed us the resort. When you get in our room, the rope was on my size, my wife's size. My wife's is half of my size, so definitely you can see that was customized. The flip-floppers, my size, my wife's size. The music, they put a playlist on the room, and the music, and also my taste for music is very different than my wife, and was one jazz and blues, and the other music was a country music from Brazil. And I couldn't believe how they pay attention so much for the information we gave to them, and they build a experience around that to us. The next few days we spent there, the all attention of the staff of the hotel was towards us. And that's when I realized that's one of the reasons they didn't have many rooms, because they are very focused on the experience of the client. And during those days I spent at that hotel, I was every time analyzing what I could take it and bring it to my business, to my martial art business. Made many notes, brainstorm. I was there by the pool, have some drinks, but my mind was 1,000 miles, try to process everything, come with idea, connect, make connection about what I was seeing and experience to what my client was coming to my business, my martial arts school, what their experience, the everything behind, because I'm going to the hotel, I knew I would relax, but the person who comes to the martial arts school, they know they're not going to relax. They're going to learn, they're going to do activity, a physical activity, everything I was breaking down to try to create the experience. So I left that hotel, and that was a big turning point to my business. So you can understand that time, I just have one school. Now I have 4. That time, I had around 400 students, 450. And that helped to turn my school, that trip to that hotel helped to turn my school to 900 students. So, of course, I made many things, but that was, if I can point it out, one main thing was that trip to that hotel. And then I started to develop the 5-star customer service for martial arts school, for my school. And now I have 4 schools, and I can tell you one of the reasons in our 4 schools I have 2,000 students combined in the 4 schools is because that allows me to go for 400 students in my gym to become the biggest martial arts school in Canada, number of students. It's not because I was thinking about me, and it's not about how many titles you have, how good are you jiu-jitsu. It's about how you treat your client. The focus should be on your client, not you. And I'm talking about with martial arts right now. And if you have a school, a martial arts school you're running, one mistake is to put your medals or trophies on the wall. One mistake you put in your webpage, or a world champion, or this and that. It's not about you. It's about your client. So that's a mistake we do a lot as a business owners on the martial art field, because you bring that ego. You think you need to be a champion or have a huge accomplishment on the tournament field so you can bring students in. Maybe you can bring them in, but you have to ask if they will stay. And if you don't focus on your client, I have been there. It's going to be hard to grow to the point I did. So now let's break it down. Okay, so I told you the concept, right? How the idea came up, how I built this. Now let's break it down so you can understand better. So he came back. I said, I need to bring that experience. I need to bring that to inside my business. So what am I going to do? I have to answer my emails, the connection with my client right away. Before a lead came in, the email was coming in the email, we're taking like a half day. Every day, around noon, we are going through the emails, reply everything, and next day. So it's taking 24 hours. Right there, I said, stop. Now the email came in, we have less than 5 minutes. Got to my program director, the person who was working, the manager of the club was and responsible for the email, said, right now it's going to be me and you, and you have to reply those emails less than 5 minutes. Because if I'm taking like a few hours, couple hours to reply an email, and my competitor was replying in 10, 20 minutes, I was behind. So then we made this deal, they cannot be over 5 minutes. That's the first point, to be available to your client. As soon as they connect to you, you need to be there. And then with that mentality, I started looking into ways to connect faster with my client. I came across a live chat. Those pop-up and you can talk with the person live on your webpage. You don't see that many in martial arts schools. You see more in tech companies. So I put that in our webpage. So you go in there, you can talk to me right away. Right away. It's not a bot. And it was funny. I got this guy talk to me, and he thought it was a bot. And I say, he started the conversation like, if you're not a bot, and say this bad word. And then right away I said the bad word. It's like, oh shit. And then we started a conversation, and he said, man, I am from the tech company. I never thought about you guys are going to have this when a martial arts school. I said, yeah, we are here for you. So how can I help you? Right? And then we started from there. He becomes my student. But that's the idea. Put yourself available. And with the idea, what you can do for your client. You need to be open, available, and always, how can I help you? How can I help? How my school and myself can help you out? So that was the first thing. Fast, available for my client. And then we book the class. The idea is to bring the client, right, to the gym. And then I brought this idea of the 5-star hotel, right, customer service. Because the 5-star hotel customer service, if you have been in a 5-star hotel, more you get close to the front door, better experience you get. So if you are in the 5-star hotel, you're not gonna have time to open the car. As soon as the car stops, someone comes open the door for you and greet you. And then from there, you walk into the lobby, you go to the front desk, and the experience just gets better. So when I decide to reply to my client less than 5 minutes or have a live chat, is to create that experience and build up from there. So I was replying, being available, book their class. As soon as I booked their class, I knew they're coming that day, that time, and I knew his name is Mike. So, and then I have to customize everything for that person. So the team need to be trained to welcome that person. So I know Mike is coming Wednesday, 6 p.m. So guess what? I will have our front desk knowing that person is coming. And as soon as a face pop, of course, before he comes, you send an email with the confirmation, with the map of the gym, everything probably you do. What I started doing different was to be waiting, to have the team, the professor, to have the front desk waiting for that person. As soon as someone pops in there with the face not familiar, are you Mike? And the person wasn't Mike. He said, no, I'm not Mike. Oh, sorry, because you're waiting, Max. How can I help you, sir? But when this Mike comes, and before he opens his mouth and say, are you Mike? Man, can you imagine that impact you have right there? The first impression, face to face. What that person will think right away. They're waiting for me. And that's exactly what we want to pass on to him. He's important, and we are waiting for you. So that is how we do doing things. Are you Mike? Yes, I'm Mike. Great, you came, Mike. So let me get you here with your waiver and explain how your class will be and get you to have a good time on the mat. So sign the waiver, get the gift for him, and we write down on the tape, Mike, his name, to put in the collar to be easier for the students and to be easier also for the professor to call his name. And then you give a tour in the school showing everything. And then we stop in the front of the program, explain his classes. This is the program for beginners. If you don't have that in your school, you should have. That's how it's going to be your class. Explain everything. Getting him to the changing room. And another thing you should start thinking about when you're talking about the 5-star customer service is to create the culture in your school. So being that your students will sign up because they were well treated, well taken care, and then they will sign up. But that will be in their mind. And I create this culture in our school saying, remember, every single class, end of the class, we have the announcements. So that's the moment you build the culture of your club. You say, you do the announcement, well, guys, are going to have this event's going to have anti-bully events, going to have Women's Self Defense. This day, the school's going to be closed. And remember when you sign up with Gracie Barra. Remember how welcome you were. And remember how you felt. So pass that on. If you see someone walking in the change room, if the intro class gi, introduce yourself and put yourself available to help that person. So we create that culture in our school. So the person was walking in the change room. Everyone was getting up and coming, hey, my name is Rod, my name is this. Probably going to be in our class, welcome. So the person was feel welcome since the first contact he had with them. Replying the email right away, being available in the live chat, waiting. The entire team was waiting for that person to come, greet them before they open their mouth, show around, change the room, everyone shake their hands, introduce themselves. So we create that environment. And then, as you notice, has this person, just like the 5-star hotel, as I said to you, as you walking in, the experience gets better. This person, same thing. That's the reason I'm called the 5-star customer service for March Awards. He's increased his experience. And then he gets on the mat. Of course, the professor there, knowing he's coming, shake his hands, put on the mat. And another thing we just started doing this year is to put the name of the person on the TV as well. So have the TV on the school is rotating with the flyers of the announcements or know about the events we're going to have. And also welcome Mike. So at some point, he's going to be inside our school and he will see his name on the TV because that's going to be rotating. That's another impact your client will be having. So classes start and we have in the Gracie Barra our warm-up. And always I put a ranking student with this intro class. And before, back in the days, we used to have the intro class just one-on-one, but as I want to create this culture, this environment, we decide to put it in a group class. And also in a group class, you can have 3, 4, 5, or 6 intro classes, the same class. So it's easier for everyone. So you do your class, and now you have to pay attention on your fundamental class. The most important person on the mat is not the professor, it's the brand new student, that person who came for the first time. Right? So every time when I'm going to teach the class, I touch the white belt. And I got the guy who came for the first time. Hey, Mike, come here. You got a bad seat. Ranking belt, you are behind. A white belt, so he's forward, sit down right here close to me to feel them being appreciated because they don't know nobody. And if you go a regular school and you tell, bring it in, I'm going to show this position, they will be back there. The rank students are going to be forward. The white belt's going to be back there. The guy who came for the first time, he's not going to be even see properly. So you have to change that as well. So that's what I do. Say, white belt, you, Mike, come here, man. You got the best seat. The best seat is yours. Sit down right here. White belts come sit right beside Mike. Rank belt behind. And I joke with them and say, enjoy your seats, okay? Because when you get a blue belt, you're going to make to the back of the line and never in your life you're going to sit in front of you again. So as you see, our mind is to create that experience to make them feel comfortable. And as I said, you need to understand they're coming to the martial arts school, okay? And because the MMA, a lot of people think there can be something related with punch and kick, they can get hurt. So you need to understand that and more welcoming. more you feel they feel good, it's huge, increase huge the chance they stay, and not only stay, they tell their friends the experience they have, they love that club, and bring their friends to train with you. So finish the class, make sure they feel comfortable. You can stop anytime you want. If you're tired, you can sit down to rest, So make sure they feel good about, and you explain, like, this is fundamental. Like, as people you started never trained before or out of shape, don't be ashamed to stop or to sit down and ask for a break at any time. Finish the class, the professor there give the announcement, and at the end, we look to him. By the way, let's welcome this person who came for the first time to Gracie Bar to try out a class. Please, Mike, put your hands up. And everyone claps, and they welcome Mike. So, and then you bring to fold the line. Fold the line when the student comes, shake the professor's hands, and the professor shake their hands. The student goes behind the professor, and then you make the line, right? So every time and then Mike is the last one. When I shake his hand, and he's going to be the first one who's going to shake my hands, I'm going to be the first one going to shake his hands because he's the last one. But after that, everyone comes behind me shaking his hands. And when I shake his hand and say, welcome, Mike, everyone's going to do the same. So then you're talking about that great experience from the beginning to the end. You go to the change room, and then he comes to the front desk, and that's when you present your membership, you present your prices. And also, I'm going to record another episode about that as well, because before you should work with 3-month membership, 6 months, a year, and everything, a lot of details about the membership. And I changed the whole thing as well. That's another huge move we did. It helped us a lot, but that's another episode. And let's focus now on the customer service. So he comes in the front desk, and then you sign them up. So that was the reason, the main reason, not the only, the main reason we jumped from 400 to 900 students, right? Is the understanding we need to bring that customer service, 5-star customer service, to inside our schools, and then when you look that, and then you have to pay attention at what the other business are doing. It's not related to martial arts, but that's where you learn, and you see a business like a car sales business, a dealership. It's savage, Can you imagine if you're in the business of clothing or shoes? It's savage. It's the marketing, the customer service, is everything on their best. They really compete head to head to the best of their games. And when you look to martial arts, we don't see the same. We see unfortunately, a lot of professors with this ego to show, I'm this, I'm that. I am a world champion too, but I don't have one medal in my wall. I don't have one comment, world champion facility, Professor Rodrigo's work. No, it's not about me. It's about my client. It's about the customer service, how you're going to make him feel, not how you're going to make me feel or how the other is going to make me feel. No, it's my obligation to treat that person so good and open the door in such a way so he can have a good contact with the jiu-jitsu. What I'm telling him is going to help in his life, and he can understand and stay. So that's the process. So this is my advice for all of you, my colleagues who are in the martial art business. Please, you have to understand is about your client. Less about you, more about your client. You are black belt not to be praised. You are black belt with the duty to praise your students, to praise your customer, and put yourself as valuable. And that's exactly what I did with this mentality, to create this 5-star customer service for my schools. Is one of the main reasons we have almost 2,000 students, and I bring that to my other business as well, right? I'm just copying the same, just modify a little bit and bring it to my other business as well and and I can see the results. So we need to step off the martial arts mentality only to look to our business with the eyes of teaching, with the eyes of the quality of the class, because that's very important as well. It's a great aspect, the quality of the instructor, but also to thinking about few steps before even your students contact you, how the pictures you're going to have on your webpage. That's a customer service as well, because if I have a picture of a guy half naked, or two guys training, sweat and training, you have to understand the majority of the people out there, 90%, they will look at that and say, I don't know if I'm going to be part of that, look too rough. But if you have a picture of a family training, mom and dad and the kids, or two partners smiling, it started there. How you put yourself in front of a client, and of course that's another episode I want to record it. That's also is a huge thing. How you build your marketing, how you build your webpage, how you build your Instagram, things you have to put it there. That's another subject. But just taking your attention, it started there. On the first eyes, the first glance, they can see you, see your business, and what they're going to have out of that. So at that time, when they will be contacting you. So I hope I help you out with the subject. That's something I think is lacking a lot in martial arts school and the industry. And I believe that you're going to have the same results that I had. As I said to you, that's one of the main things. There's not all, but that's something we can improve a lot. Now, that's something we can really do way better in our industry. And I really asking you, a school owner, to look into that. And if you want to contact me, you have our social medias, you can DM, and I'm going to put myself for further conversation as well. Or even if you need help or you have any idea to improve this, if you have any idea to improve. And also, they came in my mind, before you used to give the gi for the person to walk to the changing room, I was giving the gi in their hands. And then I noticed that people were walking, and they was falling the gi, falling the belt, falling off the gi belt. And what we did with that mentality of 5-star customer service, we create a box. So inside the box, we put the flip-floppers, we put the towel. If you have a shower in your gym, you can put a little towel, fold the gi, and if you have a shower, you can put a little soap right there and give to them. So it was way more organized. So they walk with their little box, everything inside, and a bottle of water as well. Sometimes they forget that. So as I said, as always, in all moment and all the time, my concern was to give the best to our client, And if you do that, it will be almost impossible. They don't sign up. And when they don't sign up, because they will shop around, they will go to intro class and other schools. And how they're going to compete against me? If I'm doing all of that, giving that experience to my client, and if he goes next day to another club to do the intro class and not doing even half of that, guess where that person will sign up? I have no doubt, right? And I have numbers to back that up. So please, school owner out there, change the mentality, study, look into. And today, man, I'm going to give to you a webpage when you're going to find everything, going to make you be a master of the 5-star customer service, and just take a note. The webpage is www.google.com. Google, have everything there. Just Google YouTube, 5-star, look in a hotel, 5-star customer service resort, 5-star customer service hotel, and read, educate yourself, and do the same process I did to get what you're seeing there, bring inside your school. Because I bet if you do that, you're going to come up with ideas even better than mine, and then we need to create that movement in our industry when all of us doing the same thing and improving to be in the best of our game. And what I want is my competitors start doing that, because then I have to move my ass to get it better as well, to beat them, because that's the game. And so please do that, because you're gonna be the big winner, and in your students as well. And you're gonna have a successful school to run, and that's exactly what I want to see to all of you out there. Okay, so I hope you with this episode. You're gonna do a few episodes by myself, talk about business, a few subjects I like, and that's one of them. So if you have any kind of business, and you resonate with what I said, and you're doing things in that way and it's working, you think things going to work to your business, not martial art related, please let us know. Also, let us know what you want to hear in our podcast. The subjects you want to hear, and I'm sure if I cannot provide that to you, I'm going to bring someone, but let us know. As you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe in the other channels as well, as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Instagram, our social medias. And yeah, so let me know, okay? You are watching, go there, comment, and talk about your business. Can be on the clothing, can be on the service, restaurant. What are you doing as a customer service to improve your client experience? Let's share those experiences so we can improve our business. So I hope you enjoy, and don't forget, X3 Podcast, your destination for business, sport, and people. So I hope to see you next. Bye-bye.